Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the new topic in the second unit after leveling as well as the contours. So we have a very third important topic is that is calculation of areas and volumes, right? So it is most important as well as the easiest topic from the unit 2, right? So the application of these methods are you can see up to the end of your final year, right? So in your real life also this is most important, these are the most important methods, right? Wherever you are going to calculate all areas and volumes in any field work, right? Now we are going to see the first topic called calculation of areas, right? So in the next topic we are going to discuss about the calculation of volumes, right? So normally the calculation of this thing areas can be done by, right? So we have two main general methods, right? So total three we are having, right? So in the first thing is by computation based, right, based directly on the field measurements, right? So if you are taking field measurement, right, so if you will go to real field with help of chain tape, you are going to measure the measurements. If you are getting that measurements, now you can calculate the area of that particular field, right, by using these four important methods, right? The first thing is the first method is by dividing the area into a number of triangles. We are going to divide the area into number of triangles by calculating each and every triangle, area of each triangle. Then later we are going to sum in all the areas of triangles, right? So then we will get the total area of that particular field work, right? Next, the second thing is by making offsets, right? By making offsets. Here we are going to run one straight line, baseline, right? One baseline. From there, okay, so the offsets will be drawn. Based on that we are going to know the area, and here we are going to know the very important formulas we will see. Next, by latitude and departure, right? So these are going to make distances from y direction and x axis and y axis, okay? From there we are going to know the area, and finally we are going to compute the area by coordinate methods, right? So now next, in the second one you are having this is the first one, this is the area calculation based on the field measurements, right? So here based on the measurements scaled for a map, okay? From the map we are going to know the area, and finally we are going to use very important method that is called by mechanical method. This mechanical method we are going to use an instrument called planimeter. What is that? Planimeter. Okay, the instrument called planimeter is going to use to measure the given area, okay? So these are the very important three main methods for the calculation of areas, right? So the first thing is going to tell the computation of area based on the field measurements. Among that, the first method is dividing area into number of triangles, and we are going to calculate area. Then we are going to draw the offsets in the second method. From that we are going to get the area. And third method, where we are going to measure the latitude and departure, we are going to measure the area. Then finally we are going to use the coordinate system x comma y comma z for each and every border point, right? From that we are going to measure the area, and second one we are going to have the computation of area based on the measurements on the map. And the third point we are going to use the mechanical method where we are going to use one instrument called planimeter, right? Now we will see the first method, okay? Among this the first method is dividing area into number of triangles, right? So that's why area computed by dividing into number of triangles, right? So now I am going to take some area, right? This is the area I am going to take. Now I want to calculate area of this, right? What I have to do now? I am going to take one control point O here, and I am going to measure distances to the each and every corners, right? Now I am taking it as A, this is B, this is C, this is D, this is E. I am going to divide it into the given area into number of triangles. Okay. Now here I am going to measure either one length or one included angle or three sides. Even I can measure even all three sides. How many triangles we are having? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you are measuring each and every area of each triangle, then you sum the all the by what is called adding all 5, we are going to get total area of this particular given field, right? So now we are going to know the area by knowing the two sides, any two sides. This is the one side, this is one side, and if you are knowing the included angle also, right? So area will be given as half into, right? Suppose if we are going to know the two sides, suppose I am taking it as A and I am taking it as B, right? Instead of theta I am going to take it as C. I am going to take it as C, small c, right? Now I am going to know the area half into AB into sine C. Sine C. This is the area when I know the two sides and one included angle, right? Two sides and one included angle. Now next, second thing, if you know the lengths of three sides, then the area of triangle is given by area A is equals to root of S into S minus A, S minus B, S minus C, where S is equals to half perimeter, so that is equals to half into A plus B plus C, half into A plus B plus C. Okay, this is the formulas to calculate the given area, right, for a given triangle. If you know the only length of two sides and include angle among them, you are going to know the or you are going to calculate the total area like this. Area is equals to half into AB sin C, where C is the included angle. Then if you know the three sides, length of three sides, you are going to calculate the area. A is equals to root of S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C, where S is equals to half perimeter, that is equals to half into A plus B plus C. Okay, and also this method is useful for only small areas, and we cannot have the what is called checking, right? So you are not going to do the what is called accuracy is not needed. Okay, accuracy of work is not needed. Accuracy of work not needed. Okay, in that situation, for a very rough survey, right, for small areas, we are going to use this method. Okay, now we will see the next method, that is area computation by using offset to a baseline. Right, so next topic is areas from the offsets to a baseline. Areas from the offsets to a baseline. Okay, here this method is going to useful for only the areas so which are having some long narrow strip, right, long narrow strip shaped, right? That means it will, those things will be like this, right? So like this, if you are having areas, from there we are going to use this method, right? So here what we are going to do now, if you are having a boundary like this, if you are having a boundary like this, we are going to take some baseline, straight baseline. This is called baseline, right? So now from each and everything we are going to get the offsets. This is offsets, okay? This is one offset, another one, no, right? This is O1, O2, O3, O4, O5, okay? Like this we are having the offsets, okay? Now by using these offsets, okay, these offsets will be what is called marked at some equal distance. So the distance between each and every offset is distance called D. Distance called D, right? So if this is the case, again the area can be computed by different methods. The first method is mid-ordinate rule. Mid-ordinate rule. Next, second thing is average ordinate rule. Next, third one is trapezoidal rule, and fourth one is Simpson's 1/3 rule. Simpson's 1/3 rule. Okay, so these are the four important methods in the calculation of areas by drawing the offsets from a baseline, right? So now we will going to see the first method, that is mid-ordinate rule, right? The first method is mid-ordinate rule. Okay, so here this is the same pic we are going to use here, right? So here we are going to have some one assumptions that normally if you are seeing this boundary, it is having some curved nature, but for this mid-ordinate rule we are going to assume that, okay, the boundary should be a straight line. The boundaries should be a straight line. If you are forming a straight line, okay, so this is the thing. Like this, you are going to get the straight boundaries between two ordinates, and these ordinates having the equal distance. The ordinates having the equal distance, right? Now the area is calculated by the formula. The area is calculated by the formula, that is area average ordinate into length of baseline, right? Average ordinate into length of baseline. Length of baseline I am going to take it as L, capital L, right? Now how many ordinates are there? Suppose I am taking there 5, right? O1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? O1 plus O2 plus O3 plus O4 plus O5 plus, how many numbers are there? 5 into L, okay? Now this is the formula for this diagram. So generally we are going to write area A is equals to O1 plus O2 plus and so on up to On divided by N, right, into L, okay? Now this L by N will be equals to, right, this is equal distance, that is this may also be equals to O1 plus O2 plus on up to On, okay? Total length divided by number of divisions, these things, right? So will be give us the length between one offset to the another offset, that is D, which were taken here, Okay, so this is the mid-ordinate rule, where you are going to take the average ordinate into length of baseline, right? So from there we are going to get value of O1, O2, right? O1 plus O2 plus and so on up to On divided by n into total length of the baseline, right? So this is the formula you are going to get by using the mid-ordinate rule. Okay, next let us see about the average ordinate rule. The second method in the ordinate rule, that is ordinates from the baseline, that is average ordinate rule, right? Average ordinate rule. Okay, so this method also is having an assumption that the boundaries are going to have the straight lines. The boundaries has going to have the boundaries. Now we are having a segments here, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. We have segment like this, but whenever we are taking the number of ordinates, we are going to get n plus 1. N plus 1. That's why here we are going to get the area of given field, right? So that is equal to average ordinate into length of baseline. Okay, so what, how many number of ordinates are there? From O0 to O1, O2, O3 and so on up to On we are having, right? On means this one. We are not including this one, right? That's why at the base, right, at the denominator we are going to add one more to the n, that will become n plus 1. So into L. Okay, this is the length of baseline. Now this L will take this side, L by n plus 1 summation of O, and that means summing all the values. Okay, now next third method we are going to have the very important thing, that is trapezoidal rule. Okay, so trapezoidal rule is also assuming that each and every segment whatever you took here, it is a trapezoidal shape. Okay, by measuring each and every trapezoidal area, we are going to find out the total area of that particular measurement, right? Now if you are taking first thing, right, area of this thing, right? So this will be given by O0 plus O1 divided by how many we took this? We took the 2, and what is the distance here? Okay, each one is d. Okay, that's why we are going to multiply with the d. Next we are going to take second one, that is O1 plus O2 divided by 2 into d, right? O1 plus O2 divided by 2 into d. Okay, now if you are taking the last one, right, so last one, delta n is equals to On minus 1 plus On divided by 2 into d. Okay, so this is the each and individual area of each trapezoidal, right? Now the total area of is given by so that is delta is equal to delta 1, delta 2 and so on up to delta n. Okay, so now we are substituting these values here. O0 plus O1 divided by 2 into d, right, plus O1 plus O2 divided by 2 into d, plus and so on up to last value. Okay, so by doing all these things, finally we are going to get a value of delta is equal to O0 plus On divided by 2 plus O1, O2, O3 and so on up to On minus 1. On minus 1, and we are going to get a value of commonly small d. Okay, now this is called trapezoidal rule. Okay, so that trapezoidal rule is going to mention in terms of what is called definition. It is going to like this: add the average of starting and ending of the two of summation of the two offsets of the intermediate offsets, multiply with the total. The trapezoidal rule definition is going to like this: the average of both end ordinates, is going to add with the summation of all intermediate ordinates, and this value is going to multiply it with the the constant distance between the two ordinates, that is D. Okay, so this rule is called trapezoidal rule. Okay, so the next topic is Simpson's 1/3 rule, right? So in the previous we discussed some methods regarding calculation of area, right, by using ordinates from the baseline, right? So in the last class we discussed about okay, so what are the things we discussed yesterday class? Trapezoidal rule we discussed, then we discussed about the mid ordinate rule and as well as the average ordinate rule, right? So those things we discussed in the last class, and today's class we are going to see the one more method in the calculation of area based on the ordinates taken from the baseline, right? So now in the previous methods we assumed that, right, the boundary between these two ordinates is a straight line. The boundary between two ordinates, suppose this is O0, this is O1, we assume that it is a straight line, right? So even though it is a arc, but we assume it as a straight line. So by doing this we won't get exact value, there will be some error, you won't get correct values, right? So now the Simpson's 1/3 rule is going to give us the correct readings, right? So here we are not going to consider the boundary line as a straight line, but we are going to take it as a arc of parabola, right? We are going to take it as a parabolic arc. Okay, we are taking it as a parabolic arc. Okay, so the parabola is from this point to this point, right? Suppose if we are taking it as A and this point as B, this point as C, this point as the D. Okay, so now what I have to do now, suppose if you want to calculate the total area of this particular parabolic, right, it is a trapezium, no, right? So now the area of the total area is equals to the trapezoidal shape of ABCD plus the parabolic area of that is segment DC, but inside we are going to take this point as F, this point as F, that's why segment DFC. Okay, so this is the area between line AB and DC, area between AB and DC, right? సో ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడికి ఉన్న పాయింట్, ఇక్కడ ఉన్న ఈ మొత్తం ఏరియా ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ వరకు ఉన్న ట్రెపిజాయిడల్ షేపు అండ్ రిమైనింగ్ ఏరియా ఆఫ్ సెగ్మెంట్ DFC. Okay, so that is the thing. Now we will calculate one by one. Now we are going to take, let us take the ordinates as 0, 0, O0, right, O1, O2, right? So these are the any three consecutives, these are the three consecutive offsets from the baseline AB, right, given AB at interval of small d. Here you can see that is the equal distance, we took the at a equal distance. Okay, now what you have to do now, through F, okay, through F we are going to draw the some parallel line to the DC, right? We are going to take the parallel line to the DC, and the arc AD is going to cut at a point, right? And also the line, the offset which is BC is going to cut at some points, right? So it is going to cut at G and it is going to cut at E, right? It is going to cut at two different locations. Okay, Okay, so these are the ordinates. Okay, O1, O0, O01, O2, three consecutive offsets, right? So at a interval of d. Okay, now what I have to do, we need to calculate the area of that uneven boundary area, right? So now the area is equals to trapezoidal shape of ABCD and area of segment DFC. Okay, let us find how to do these two things, right? Now the area, right, the area of trapezoid ABCD, trapezoid ABCD is going to given as O2 average, right? O0 plus O2 average, and what is the distance between these two? Okay, everyone, right? D plus D, that is into 2 times, right? 2 times. Okay, so now for that we have to calculate with the, right, what you have to do, you need to make it as, now here 2 d plus d will become as 2d. Okay, this will become as 2d. We are going to take it as equation 1. Okay, now go to the next thing, that is area of segment, that is area of segment DFC, area of segment DFC. Okay, so to do this we are going to take as a property of parabola, we are going to take it as a property of parabola. Okay, accordingly the area of segment DFC is given by 2/3 of the area of the enclosing 2/3 of the area of enclosing parallelogram, Okay, so according to this we are going to get the 2/3 into, right, 2/3 into FH. We are going to get another point here, that is H. This point is going to be a H. Okay, so that is going to be FH into the distance, this thing, right, that is AB, FH into AB. Okay, now what is FH, right? FH is the from O1, right? This is the total from here to it is O1. Okay, from here we are going to take it out the average of O0 plus O2. Okay, that we have to deduct, so that will be equals to 2/3 into O1 minus O0 plus O2 divided by 2. So that will be equals to the FH. Okay, and what is the length of AB? D plus D, that is 2D, right? So we are going to get 2D. Okay, so this will become as equation number 2. Now to get area, right, to get area, that is equals to, we have to add equation 1 and 2. We have to add equation number 1 and 2. What is the equation number 1? So area, suppose I am taking it as delta, area 1, that is O0 plus O2 divided by 2 into 2D plus 2/3 of 1 O1 minus O0 plus O2 divided by 2 into 2D. This is the equation you are going to get whenever you are adding the both equations, right? So once upon solving, okay, I am not going in detail. So after solving, we are going to get a value of D/3 into, right, O0 plus 4O1 plus O2, right? Similarly, this is for 1, 2 segment 1, 2 on the way, right? So next, if you are going for delta 3 4 area of next consequently next, suppose we are having another area here, right? That is that is O3, O for offset 4 and O offset 3. Okay, for that what you have to going to get now? For that we are going to get d by 3 into O2 plus 4O3 plus O4. Okay, so similarly if you are calculating same thing, so if you are going for final value, right? Okay, so delta n minus 1 from n minus 1 n, right? So for that we are going to get d by 3 O n minus 2 plus 4 n minus 1 plus O n. Okay, so this is the thing we are going to get at finally. Okay, so once now we are going to generalize this Simpson's 1/3 rule, right? So after adding all those things, what we will get final equation we are going to do now, right? So by combining all values, okay, finally you are going to get a value of delta is equals to d by 3 into O1, sorry, O0 plus 4O1 plus 2O2 plus 4O3 plus 2O4, okay, plus on up to right 4On minus 1 plus 2On. Okay, this is the equation you are going to get finally. And if you are doing some more briefing, right, simplification, you are going to get O0 plus sorry, you won't get here 2On, it is On only. Okay, On plus 4 times of O1 plus O3 plus O5 plus on up to, okay, On minus 1. Okay, On minus 1 you are going to get, okay, plus 2 times of what you have to get to here, O2 plus O4 plus on up to On minus 2. This is the general equation, and also you can write it as d by 3 into first plus last offsets, plus 4 times of what is this number 1 3 5, or 4 times of odd number plus 2 times of even number ordinates. Okay, this is the general equation for the Simpson's 1/3 rule, okay. So like this we are going to calculate all the areas of given measurements, right? So by doing this method you are going to get more accurate values compared with all other methods. Why? Because here we are not assuming that the boundary line is a straight line. So whatever shape it is there, we are going to take as it is. That's why we will get more accurate value compared with the other previous 3 methods. Okay, now whether this method is going to give very less value or more value depends upon whether sometimes the boundary may be convex, sometimes the boundary may be concave, right? So based on this, right, we can say whether this method will give more or less area value or not. Okay, so now let us solve a problem, right? So we will calculate all these 3 methods, right? So the problem is going like this, right? So from a survey line to a irregular boundary, right, we took it every 10 meters we took the offsets values, right? Those offsets values are going like this: 3.25, 5.60, 4.20, 6.65, 8.75, 6.20, and 3.25 and 4.20 and 5.65. okay. So by using average ordinate rule and also by using trapezoidal rule and also by using Simpson's rule, right? So one point I need to tell regarding Simpson's rule, right? Simpson's rule will be applicable whenever this number will be equals to even. This number will be equals to the even, right? So total 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, sorry, this will, segments will be even and number will be odd. Total numbers will be odd number, right? So here we have 9 number is odd. Now we can use the Simpson's rule. Coming to the first method, average ordinate rule, okay. Average ordinate rule, according to this, area will be given equals to, right, L by n plus 1 sigma d, sigma capital D. So accordingly delta will be equals to, what is the total length, right? What is the total length? How many is there? 8 is there, okay. So 8 is there, how many segments you will get? So total 9 is there, we will get 8, okay. This is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? So inside we will have one more, that's why total 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, total we will get 8 segments from first to the last, right? So here we have a total 8 segments, right? 1 2 3 4 5, between 6.2 and 3.25 we have another one, so that's why 1 2 3 4 5 6, okay, 7 8, total 8 segment will be there. That's why, so the length, right, the length L will be equals to 8 segments into each length, each segment length is going to be 10 meters. That's why total it will become 80 meters. Total it is going to get 80 meters, and the number of segments will be equals to 8. Number of segments will be equals to 8. By substituting all these, we will get 8 by 8 plus 1, 8 by 8 plus 1, that will be 9, okay. So that is into sigma d, sigma of all values, okay. Sigma of all values means you can directly write 3.25 plus 5.60 plus 4.20 plus 6.65 plus 8.75 plus then 6.20 plus 3.25 plus 4.20 plus 5.65, right? So by summating all the values, by doing this, we are going to get a value of 424.44 meter squares, okay. Next we will see the second method, that is trapezoidal rule, right? So according to the trapezoidal rule, what is the area? Second method, that is trapezoidal rule. According to trapezoidal rule, delta is equals to first ordinate, that is O naught, right? O naught, O last one divided by 2 plus summation of remaining all, that is O1 plus O2 plus and so on up to On minus 1 into D, On minus 1 into D. So what is O naught here? 3.25 plus last ordinate is 5.65 divided by 2. So then remaining is 5.6 plus 4.2 plus 6.65 plus 8.75 plus 6.2 plus 3.2 plus 4.2, okay. So by doing all these things, and this is multiplied with the D value is how much? 10, okay. The distance between two things is given as the 10, right? So finally you are going to get a value of 433 meter square. Then coming to the third method, that is what is called Simpson's rule, right? So already we know the formula for Simpson's rule, that is delta is equals to 10 by 3, d by 3 is equals to 10 by 3, okay. First ordinate, that is first ordinate is how much? 3.25 plus last ordinate is 5.65. This will be added to 4 times of what is called odd, 4 times of odd numbers, that is 5160, 6165, 6.20, okay, then 4.20, okay. So now by doing this we will get 5.6 plus, okay, 6.65, then 6.2 plus 4.2, okay. So and also to this we need to add 2 into even, that is remaining things except first and last, remaining is 4.2 plus 8.75 plus 3.25 plus ante, okay. So up to this one, that 5 and 6 will become last one, right. So now by doing this calculation, finally we are going to get a value of 439.57 meter squares, right. So like this we are going to calculate the area of given offset values, okay.